If it's not in my calendar, it doesn't exist and it definitely won't happen. I'm Stephanie Simmons, the Freedom Culture Queen, and I absolutely love everything to do with having freedom in my life to do the things that I want to do, however I want to do them, and whenever I want to do them. So, if that sounds interesting to you, let's go. I remember a time when I was just a busy business mom. I was doing all the things, running around, and let me tell you, I was keeping everything in my head. How? I have no idea. I'm fitting in things whenever I think that I have some pockets of time. Um, I was writing on a paper calendar that was on my wall at home, which is super unproductive when it comes to being able to schedule stuff when you're not at home. And then I discovered a life and business tool that I use all the time now. I absolutely do not live without this. This is like one of the number one things I absolutely cannot live without, and that is Google Calendar. So don't sleep on this. Okay, if you're using a paper planner, if you're carrying it around with you everywhere, if you do not have everything in your calendar that you need to do in this day, I'm telling you right now, the clarity, the peace of mind, the freedom that comes with having everything right in front of you in a very clearly color-coded calendar, let me just say it's life changing. And it definitely changed my life. So I was so busy that I was so burnt out. I was running around. I was not scheduling time for myself either. And that's one thing that I definitely want to recommend is that we schedule that time for ourselves. Have you ever put white space in your calendar? You know what white space is? White space is the time that is designed just for us. We put that in our calendar first. So when I'm looking to plan my next week, what am I going to do first? Next week, if I don't have anything in my calendar, which is odd. Okay, so say next month, I don't have anything in my calendar. We know what I put in there first? White space. The white space is the time that I'm going to take for myself to make sure I'm good, to make sure I do the things that I want to do. White space doesn't necessarily mean self-care even. It's just time to do nothing. A break, look out the window, read a book, maybe go for a walk. It doesn't have to be any of those things. I can just sit with myself. Maybe it's meditation. But that white space is the time that I'm not working. I'm not scheduling anything during that time. Okay, I will be not taking a phone call. I won't be running out to do an errand because all of that is going to be in my schedule. Now, I don't put every single little thing that I do throughout the day in my calendar. I got to go pick up some milk, but I might put that as a reminder in my calendar and it will remind me at a certain time of day. So, say I want to go quickly stop in at the grocery store before I pick up the kids from school. Well, I've got to know what I need, right? So I put that all in there. It's all in one place. All I have to do is click it and look at it. But also, anywhere I am, now I have it in the palm of my hand in my phone where I can easily look at my calendar and say, yep, I can do that day this time. How's that for you? And boom, schedule it right then and there. Schedule it with the person. Get it in the calendar. Because you know what happens if I don't do this? And I think this happens to more than just me, is I forget that I've booked that time with that person. And if I didn't put it in my calendar and I didn't write it down in my previous life of using a paper planner, then what am I going to do? I'm going to double book myself. And I want to do that. Why? Because I want to know and have the right amount of time for everybody that is in my life, for the business that I'm doing, for whoever I'm meeting with, for my kids' activities, whatever it is I have to do. I want it in front of me and I want to know what I'm doing tomorrow, what I'm doing next week, what's on the go. So let me tell you what happens when you don't do this. So, as a busy mom, I have six kids, I run two businesses, and I wasn't putting stuff in a calendar. I was just running around, fitting it in wherever. And you know what happens? I woke up on my couch with my kitchen on fire because I was too busy. I was burnout. I was too busy. I was trying to do all of the things. And guess what happens when we do that? We don't take time for ourselves, and we have to do that. So, in the links below this video, you will find my guide for white space. Take a look at that. Okay, I really want you to download that and start planning some white space into this calendar of yours. So, if it's not in my calendar and it doesn't exist, and it definitely won't happen, then how did I make the switch into Google Calendar from just going, being on the fly, having some notes in my phone, a grocery list going in my phone and one on the fridge at home, like everything all over the place. A meeting that's scheduled in my email that now I have to go into my email to see what time the meeting was because I didn't put it in the calendar. So now that everything is in the calendar, it is so neat and tidy, and it's absolutely color coded because that's very easy as well. I have a whole nother training on how to do that too. So if you're not so techy, take a look in my links and you'll find that training too on how to create your Google Calendar for your life and your business. I hope that has been super helpful for you. I know that if I didn't do this, I just wouldn't be the phenomenal person that I am. Bragging a little bit. I'm the freedom culture queen. You know why? Because I know how to schedule my time, and I also know how to schedule time for not doing anything. And that's really important. Part of having freedom is being able to design my calendar exactly how I want to. So if I am not even able to create some freedom for myself in my own schedule, I definitely can't tell you how to do that. But I 100% have time in my life now versus what I used to do before. Now, some of that came about by me simplifying my life. I closed a business that just wasn't serving me anymore. I had to do that because it was taking time away from me being able to create content like this. I love doing this. I hope you can tell. And if I was still running around doing that business, it also took me out of the house. It made things more complicated with me, taking care of my kids and getting to all their stuff. And all of this sounds like I'm really busy, and people still talk to me like I'm really busy. But you know what? I'm not. I'm just as busy as I want to be. And I like to have a full life. There's no doubt about that. You can obviously tell by how many kids I have and how many businesses I have. I like to have that. But now I've created it in such a way that I'm in so much ease and flow that I don't have to work 8 hours a day. I don't have to, cram everything into one day. I can do it tomorrow. It's not that serious. So take a look at what you're doing, what's in your calendar, what it is that you've got on your plate, and start weeding some things out. What is it that we absolutely don't have to do? Do we really need to be doing that? Could somebody else be doing that for us? And don't hesitate to spend some money on these things either. I know tons of people who stress themselves out cleaning their own house and they wonder where they're going to fit it in and all these things. And so why are we doing that? Just pay somebody to clean your house. Come on, you deserve it. And if you don't think so, I hope you take this as your cue. That's just one thing, though. What else could we outsource to other people? So this is one big subject all wrapped into one thing. And if it's not in my calendar, it doesn't exist. But also, I'm super conscientious about what I'm putting in my calendar. Those are things that I want to do. And the things that I really don't want to do, I work towards as soon as possible removing them from me. So I might have to do them for the time being for a bit until I get organized or till I have the money to pay someone else to do those things. But once I do, trust me, they're the first things to go. I want that for you. So if this sounds interesting to you at all, check out some of my other trainings and my other videos where we talk all about freedom culture. Thanks so much for listening.